Hyrule Warriors is a hack-and-slash video game developed by Omega Force and Team Ninja for the Wii U. The original game was released in 2014, but today we are looking at the Switch port that came out in 2018. The game itself is a so-called Musou slasher that basically requires you running around a big battlefield, accomplishing certain tasks and fighting huge amounts of enemies with a few bosses sprinkled in. I won't go into a lot of gameplay details as this is not what this channel is all about. We are here for the frame rate testing, and to spoil the video a bit, it's not looking great. Keep in mind that I'm coming from the PC side of things, and stuff like noticing bad frame times and dropped frames is somewhat of a subjective topic. You might be totally happy with it, but we are here for the facts and measurable frame rates. And without further ado, roll the intro. What you are seeing right now is the game being played on Nintendo Switch in desktop mode, as I have no option to capture the portable mode of this game for any viable analysis. From what I've read, the game runs at a locked resolution of 1080p or 1920 by 1080 pixels, however you want to call it. I guess the frame time graph speaks for itself, but I'll try explaining what we see here and what it means. A standard TV and or a standard monitor run at a frequency of 60 Hz. That means the screen refreshes 60 times per second. Video game frame rates are measured in FPS, aka frames per second, as you guessed, both terms overlap. What I'm trying to say is the following. In a perfect world, a game would run at 60 frames per second when run on a 60 Hz screen, so that for every screen refresh you would get a new frame from the video game. The next best thing would be for the game to run at 30 FPS, so that you have one picture for every 2 refreshes of the monitor. This would definitely look less smooth, but it's bearable. With 30 FPS a game has a render time of precisely 33 milliseconds, and with 60 FPS a game has a render time of 16 milliseconds. We will talk more about this later. Now let's look at what we are seeing in Hyrule Warriors. From what I've told you earlier, you might already have guessed that something looks off. The frame rate is neither a locked 30 or a locked 60, the game hovers in between. This is what we call an unlocked frame rate, and this is bad news. By getting a frame rate that does not match the refresh rate of the monitor, we are getting stutters or frame drops, however you want to call it, and this leads to gameplay that does not look very smooth in motion, as we are feeding the monitor or TV with frames that do not fit into the timing of the display, and sadly there's nothing we can do about it. The real fun begins when we look at the portable gameplay, which I sadly cannot show you in this video. In case you are not aware, when the Switch is running in portable mode, aka removed from the dock, it slows down its processor and its graphics processor speed to give you better battery life. When connected to a TV, its outputting resolution is 1080p, and when in portable mode it outputs 720p or 1280 by 720, because this is the resolution of the screen. Most of the games I know use 2 different presets of quality and resolution for either portable or docked mode. Hyrule Warrior doesn't. Let this sink in for a moment. This game tries to run at 1080p and with full details with about 40% less horsepower than in docked mode, and it struggles heavily. We are talking about a performance profile that is less than 30 FPS sometimes, which leads to heavy stutter. To sum up my findings, the game looks and plays pretty good, but it could have been a lot better. As we are now 2 years after release, there won't be a patch coming to fix this. And the only thing that could change what we are seeing right now is a beefed up Switch console. Thank you all for watching, and please like and subscribe if you enjoyed my content. Thank you und auf Wiedersehen.